The frequency of truth. What's your truth? What's your frequency? Have you had experiences your whole life that you didn't necessarily have the language to explain? Or when you did try and tell somebody how you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're perceiving, they looked at you as if you had three heads, because they might not necessarily have had it, felt it, sensed it. Have you been apologizing for maybe what you know, what you sense? Hi, my name's Annette Beckham. I'm an author, a frequency translator, and a guide. And my latest book, A Frequency of Truth, Exploring Consciousness Coherence, the Hidden Architecture of the Multidimensional Human, is out now on Amazon. And within this book is not a doctrine, it's a framework of exploring what your internal map looks like. It's putting a new lens on it. Because I'm sure there are loads of people out there, similar to myself, who has been always asking the questions: who, what, where, why, how. Because you know what? We were never given an instruction manual when we came here. However you see how we arrived on this planet. And I think for a lot of us as well, we've always tried to find where the off switch is, because sometimes it is too much. But I know, and I really trust in my gut, that we're kind of coming into a world we've been waiting for, that is very more heart coherent based, because that's where we sit, that's where we come from. And in the frequency of truth, we explore that. Not as some ideology, as a doctrine or anything like that. It's through the lenses of not only my own personal experience for the past 40 odd years, going from the girl who used to go to the special classes, the one who was always corrected time and time again, the one who was always told that was too sensitive, the one who was always said that you had a very, very, very vivid imagination, the one who got told off for knowing stuff you didn't know that you knew, i.e. you knew stuff that you were never actually told, but were open with it and truthful with it. The girl who in her 30s and 40s got diagnosed as being neurodiverse, ADHD, dyslexic, and so on, that could actually put some sort of a language to that experience, and without it being necessarily a label, but actually going, oh, actually, not only is my architecture, my being is slightly different to maybe a few people, but actually my mind is too. It's wired slightly differently. But the most important thing throughout all of this is that you are not broken. You're just mapped differently. Same as me. I'm wired differently. And we're all maybe wired that little bit differently. And I hope that through the 8 years or so that I've been looking into this and actually written it up now, that it gives you a way in which to orientate this map, this multi-dimensional being that you are. Knowing that your heart isn't just a pump, that your DNA may not just be DNA, that it might actually be a fractal antenna, and that is potentially one way where we are picking up all of these frequencies from that unified field. But you might be going, well, Annette, that's all well and good, but they're big, long words, and that's the whole science bit. Yeah, I get you. But you know what? That science element helped me understand it. Helped me understand, okay, well, maybe this human is way more capable of stuff than we even know. Because I said, we're in this time of awakening and disclosure where it might not necessarily be our interdimensional friends and family coming down to this planet, but there might be more to it. The fact that we're actually disclosing and finding out more about what we're actually capable of. How exciting is that? And people who have maybe been sensitive for a long time, you might have only realized it in the past year, 2 years, or you might have known it your whole entire lives. We're now at the point where the place in time that we've been waiting for. But actually, it's almost okay. I've been given a visual. It's kind of we're in a theme park. Yeah. And this is your map. And not only that, when I used to go to theme parks, yes, they used to have a paper map that when you went on one or two water rides, or especially here in the UK where it used to rain for half the day, it used to get absolutely soggy. So you were going that way to one ride when it was over that way. Alton Towers, Chessington World of Adventures, Thorpe Park. I'm sure there's others. So it's diving deeper into the difference between consciousness and awareness. It's the difference between the doing and the have and the doing. Because as I said, seeing this multidimensional human as a radio and knowing how we can tune into it a bit better. Tune into and actually direct our signal to where we want it to be. That's exciting, isn't it? That's very exciting. So I hope that gives you a little bit more of an insight into the frequency of truth. And maybe I'll do another video tomorrow. But for now, what I'd like you to take away from this is that this kind of gives you a way of knowing that you were never ever broken. Because for a long time I thought I was. I really did. Why am I so different? Why isn't so and so experiencing this? Why isn't he crying at this or that or whatever? And as I said in the beginning, maybe you get a few of your memories back, like I have through this whole experience. Because in answer to the question that this is all about, why I had to write this book, is because, as I said, if I was asking the questions, I'm sure other people are, and this is just my lens and map as to what I understand, because it's been the most amazing but the most difficult and challenging journey of my entire life. I learned things about myself I never even imagined. Maybe reading those words on that page, you might too. But I will say one thing is, I mean, you can read it from absolute page to page. definitely fantastic. But it's also a book that you can just pick up, ask, what do I need to know today? Thumb through it and then open it, because I really do hope and feel that I've written it in such a way that you don't necessarily need to. It's not got huge, great big bits of text, because trust me, I wouldn't read it. If it did, I'd open up one page, see all that text and go, no, thank you. Because there is so much information out there at the moment. Some good, some not so good. But again, that's all to do with your own discernment. That's not for me to say. And this isn't me telling you who you are, what you are. Only you know that. And it's not looking outside of yourself for answers. This is more going into that heart coherence. Because, yeah, a lot of people say, oh, it's all in the head. It's more around the pineal gland. It's all about projecting out. Well, you know what? We have been receiving. We've been receiving and sending our entire lives. Now, if we bring our awareness and our to what is actually being received and perceived, how strong will that make us? Will we actually bring that level of observation and consciousness to exactly what's going on in here and out there, and bringing those two together and sharing that knowledge, that information, those frequencies? That's the multidimensional human. That's you. I did just say this was going to be a very short video, and I'm going to keep my promise at 12 minutes. But just have a think about a couple of those bits for now, and check the links underneath. Until next time, from my heart to yours. Bye-bye.